Production number 901, stroke 17. The Krypton factor, take 1.
Edited.
15 seconds.
Good evening and welcome again to the Krypton Factor. We've had some very exciting contests in the series so far, some outstanding performances, and indeed the highest Krypton Factor achieved so far, and don't forget that's the total number of points gained by a contestant by the end of the programme. The highest Krypton Factor so far has been 50, achieved by the ex-Olympic athlete Ken Wilmshurst from Oxshott, Surrey. So that's something for our 4 contestants to aim at tonight as we get them started now with round 1, mental agility. And contestants, the test this week is succeeding letters. In a few moments, when you've got your headphones on, you'll individually hear a series of letters. What you have to do is to give me back the letters that immediately follow them in the alphabet. Let me give you a quick example. If you got the letters J, R, P, the reply should be K, which follows J, S, which follows R, and Q, which follows P. KSQ, the letters that follow the ones you were originally given. OK, would you put your headphones on now? Settle as quickly as you can. This is a knockout section. We go on until all but one have been eliminated. You're all settled? Right, then we will start with your series of letters. Clive Murray.
KSE.
LTF.
That is correct. And we move on to Mary Humphreys.
GQY.
HRZ.
That is also correct. Now, Chris Jackson.
BGL.
CHK.
No, you're wrong on the last one. CHM it should have been, so you are eliminated, Chris Jackson. We go on to Stephen Marshall.
HYC.
IZD.
That's correct. So 3 of you go on now to 4 letters, starting with you, Clive Murray.
QGWE.
RHXF.
Absolutely right. We now go to Mary Humphreys.
JWGR.
KXHS.
That is also right. And now Stephen Marshall.
AKRE.
BLSF.
That is right. You 3 survive to go on now to 5 letters, starting again with Clive Murray.
LFRGS.
MGSHT.
That is correct. Now your turn, Mary Humphreys.
YEKAC.
Z J L F H.
I can
No.
stop you there. You were wrong, in fact, with your second letter. The correct answer was Z F L B D. So you're eliminated, Mary Humphreys. Now, Stephen Marshall.
A H R F Q.
B I S G R.
That is right. So 2 of you survive now as we go on to 6 letters. Clive Murray.
X C L H R E.
Y D M I S F.
Absolutely right. And now to stay in the hunt, Stephen Marshall.
E S J Q W C.
F T K E X.
I can stop you there because you're wrong on the 4th one. It should have been F T K R X D. So you now are eliminated, Stephen Marshall. And that, of course, means that the outright winner of the round is Clive Murray. So he starts in the best possible way with 10 points. Second, Stephen Marshall gets 6 points. Then in third place was Mary Humphreys. She gets 4 points. And fourth, Chris Jackson, who gets 2 points. So there it is. The early leader with 10 points is Clive Murray. Well, it's the physical ability section next, and this is the race over 17 obstacles of the Army-designed assault course. And of course, it's tonight 1 woman, Mary Humphreys, against 3 men. But the handicap system is there to compensate for any disadvantage brought about by age or sex, so theoretically, she should have an even chance. Let's then see who came out on top as we go over to the course to join the starter there, Captain Don Glynn.
Competitors, take your marks.
And first to start is Mary Humphreys. She's 27, from Rochester in Kent, a student teacher, and starting very fast indeed there. She's determined to open the biggest possible gap at the beginning because she has, being the 1 woman in the race, a 38-second start. That's how the handicap system works. The soldiers encouraging her to go really fast at the beginning here as she goes over that 6-foot-high brick wall. And up now onto the high balance. All the contestants in this race are in their 20s.
5.
Still the men haven't started as she goes across that high balance and then hand over hand down the rope. Mary Humphreys in the lead. Now the men have started. Clive Murray, then Stephen Marshall and Chris Jackson all started within 5 seconds of each other because there's only 5 years in age difference. And they're going hard at the beginning. There's a long way to catch Mary Humphreys. There she is in the lead, going over the monkey swing, gritting those teeth. She daren't fall off at this stage or she'll lose valuable seconds. Staggers a bit there with the effort, but she's going very well. She's opened quite a gap, but the pack chasing from behind as she continues in the lead. That is Chris Jackson, but it's Clive Murray in second place on the left, nearest the camera there. On the far side, it's Stephen Marshall going very well over that monkey swing. Mary Humphreys slowing slightly. The gap is narrowing, but has she opened up a big enough gap with her start to hold on to the finish? She does that double gate vault quite well over the water jump as she goes towards the seesaw. 2 to go here, and losing valuable seconds by holding on at the top of that seesaw. She really should have gone over that, but she's into the last obstacle. All the time the gap is closing, with Stephen Marshall on the far side, Clive Murray on the left, and coming through fast too is Chris Jackson. But now Mary Humphreys is on the rope swing, but the men are going up on that last obstacle. All 3 are on it now. As the gap closes all the time, can they catch her or can she hold on? Mary Humphreys in the lead. In a little bit of trouble is Clive Murray, but on the far side, Stephen Marshall coming through very fast indeed. Can he catch her or can Mary Humphreys go off fast? She does. She's going to win. Stephen Marshall is second. The battle on now for third place. It looks like Clive Murray. No, it's Chris Jackson. Well, the ladies are really doing very well on the assault course in this series. In the mixed races, they finished second twice, and now we've got a winner in Mary Humphries, and she picks up the maximum 10 points there. Just behind her was Stephen Marshall, and he gets 6 points. Then came Chris Jackson, 4 points for him, and what was overall a very close race indeed. Clive Murray was fourth and gets 2 points. And so at the end of 2 rounds, Clive Murray has now lost the leadership. The new leader with 14 points from Rochester and Kent is Mary Humphries. And after mental agility and physical ability, we move on to the intelligence test. So contestants can ask you now to step down behind your benches, and I'll tell you what it's all about. The packing cases, transparent, on those benches, will accommodate all 9 of the red shapes on the lower levels if you pack them in correctly. And it hardly needs me to tell you that there's only one way they'll all go in together. You've got 2 minutes to find that way, and the clock starts now.
Well, starting is always the hardest part of these particular tests. There are always key pieces. That big square is one of the key pieces. And the sooner they spot the key pieces, obviously the faster they're going to finish. Clive Murray there has spotted that the triangles go in the corners. So he started well there. That square, in fact, goes about there, about halfway up, and about that angle too. Chris Jackson has found the triangles in the corner, but, or rather he had, he's now removed one. There it goes back in again. So Mary Humphries also has the triangles in. I should quickly add at this point that none of them can hear me speaking, so they're not picking up any advice from what I'm saying. Now, Stephen Marshall has the square in roughly the right place, but because he hasn't got the triangles in, he removed it. Mary Humphries now going very nicely, the 2 triangles in and the square in roughly the right place. Chris Jackson even better there. In fact, he's only 2 pieces away from completing it. That's the triangle. That one piece twisted round the right way should fit in smoothly there. Chris Jackson, personnel manager from Polton Le Filed. Yes, he does it. He's the winner. Chris Jackson. And Mary Humphries looks like getting second place. That large piece at the top should fit in there, which will leave her with just the 2 other pieces, the triangle and that large piece there to go in. It will fit. I think it's the wrong way round. If she just twists it round, it should fit in. Well, that triangle, that will give her the shape now. If she turns it round, she should definitely get second place. There it is. In it goes, she gets second. Doesn't matter about that triangle there. It was in place. She looks at the adjudicator who indicates put it back in. Clive Murray, the Scotsman, with some problems there. But Stephen Marshall doing very well, though I don't think he's going to beat the buzzer, though he's almost finished.
So the 2 minutes up, hold it just there, Stephen Marshall, just beaten by the buzzer before you finish. But let's sort out the points now and the positions, of course. And the first one to crack a very difficult test was Chris Jackson, so he gets the maximum 10 points. Then finishing in second place was Mary Humphries, so she gets 6 points. And although Steve Marshall was just beaten by the buzzer, he still gets third place and 4 points. And fourth, failing to finish, Clive Murray with 2 points. Let's feed those scores into our master scoreboard there. And just over the halfway stage, grouped very nicely together, 2 people with 16 points in second place, but still the leader with 20 points, Mary Humphries. On then to the observation test, and traditionally this had been the round where points were hardest come by. That is until the last 2 weeks when 2 contestants, a man and a woman, chalked up maximum points. So let's see if we can make it a hat-trick tonight, as I now ask the contestants to swing round, face the monitors, ready to watch a clip of film followed by 3 questions each and an ID parade.
You wouldn't believe how many permutations there are of possible links between 47 people.
Roughly 47 multiplying by known variables to the power of 6.
Gambit, I didn't know you'd read mathematics.
I haven't. I do the football pools.
Still, I'd rather have my job than yours. How'd you find one sleeper in a government establishment of, well, how many?
4 million, give or take the odd office cleaner or 2.
Thought you'd still be enjoying the sun.
It's not hot enough.
What?
Not like California. One of
they're less good summers. What happens next?
Well, we're here to take care of you.
You're quite right. I do need care. Special, personal care.
Anything?
7 of them liked nettle tea, 2 of them were mahjong experts, 19 of them grew roses, 4 of them took snuff, 15 of them played the cello, 25 of them went to Oxford. 22 of them went to Cambridge. 1 of them went to both.
He must have been schizoid on boat race day.
And there's not a single factor common to them all.
I've made a little mental list of the highest people in security. Pull.
And I'm in there?
Very high on the list.
So why the interest? Pull?
Because somebody may be trying to kill you. It's possible rather than probable, but that's why I want you to have a complete medical checkup.
What?
Pull. In case you suddenly die of natural causes.
No fear of that. Never felt fitter. Just come back from the health.
Colonel. Colonel.
A clip there from The New Avengers. Coming up now, 3 questions each. We start with you, Clive Murray, an either-or question. How many people liked nettle tea? Was it 2 or 7?
7.
Is correct, and that's 2 points for you. A question on the visual content. How many pips were on the officer's shoulder?
3.
Correct, another 2 points. One on the dialogue. They were looking for permutations of links between how many people?
4 million.
No, it was 47. So you stay on 4 points. We move on to Mary Humphreys. How many people grew roses? 15 or 19?
19.
Correct, 2 points. How many pictures were on the wall of the computer room?
3.
No, there was only 1. No points for that. How many people were in the government establishment?
47.
No, you could have taken your clue from Clive Murray. It was, in fact, 4 million. So you stay on 2 points. Chris Jackson, how many went to Cambridge? 22 or 25?
22.
Correct, 2 points. What was the very first thing the Colonel did after he saw the symbol in the box? Right at the end there.
Staggered backwards, touched his collar.
No, just before that he closed the gun. So no points there. How many pulls did they call for?
2.
3, I'm afraid. So you stay on 2 points. Stephen Marshall. How many took snuff? 3 or 4?
4.
Correct, 2 points. What was on the table next to Steed in the hospital?
A statue.
No, bottles. So no points there. What did Steed complain about as soon as the nurse spoke to him?
It wasn't hot enough.
That's correct. You get 2 points there. That concludes your individual questions. We move on now to our identity parade. You'll remember in that film, I'm sure, 3 nurses came in to attend Steed. We want our contestants and you at home to pick out the one that was in the middle. We've got our lineup here of 9 nurses. One of them, just one of them, was the nurse in the middle of the 3 who attended Steed in that film clip. Which one? Take a long, hard look at those faces. Came shortly after the start. 3 nurses walked into Steed. We want to know the nurse in the middle. Which one is she? And as they line up now for the last time, you're going to have to make up your minds. You've got indicator panels in the armrests of your chair. When I give you the word, press the number that corresponds with the nurse here that you feel was the centre one in that film. So are you all ready? Then will you press the number now? So, you've made your selections. Let's check on them. Clive Murray, you've gone for number 7. Would nurse number 7 step forward, please? And Mary Humphreys has gone for number 2. Would number 2 step forward, please? And Chris Jackson has also chosen nurse number 2. And Stephen Marshall has plumped for nurse number 5. Would she step forward, please? So there are the selections. Has anyone got that right? We shall find out now, as we ask the nurse, the centre nurse of the 3 in that film, to make herself known to us now, please. There she is, number 9 in the lineup, Annette Linton. So this week, none of them spotted her, and that means they stay with the points they got for answering questions on the film, which means that Clive Murray got 4 points, and he shares the lead for that round with Stephen Marshall, who also got 4 points. And then Mary Humphreys got 2 points, as indeed did Chris Jackson. So let's feed those scores into the scoreboard with just 1 round to go. And look at that for a tight situation with only a round to go. 2 of them with 18 points, another on 20 points, but still just holding on to the lead. From Rochester, Kent, with 22 points, Mary Humphreys. So it really is anyone's contest as we go into this last round of general knowledge. Very close indeed, lots of points available. Would you be ready on the buzzers now, contestants, as the general knowledge questions, rapid fire, begin now. Who was defeated by Virginia Wade in the 1977, interrupted there by Clive Murray?
Betty Stover.
Is correct, 2 points. Betty Lockwood is chairperson of which commission? Clive Murray.
Equal Opportunities Commission.
Correct, 2 points. Who was chairman of the 1977 Committee into the Future of Broadcasting? Chris Jackson.
The Annan Report. Annan.
Lord Annan, 2 points. Annan, the giant panda, was brought to London but failed to mate with who? Mary Humphreys.
Chi-Chi.
Is correct, 2 points. Who played Caractacus Potts in the film Chitty Chitty Bang Bang? Chris Jackson.
Dick Van Dyke.
2 points. What are Van Dyke, Imperial and Charlie? They are all... Too late, I'm afraid. They are all beards. Which sailor said he'd singed the King of Spain's beard? Stephen Marshall.
Francis Drake.
So Francis Drake, 2 points. What is a duck spelt D-U-K-W? Stephen Marshall.
Mobile form of transport for crossing water.
Right, an amphibious vehicle or landing craft, 2 points. Who invented the hovercraft? Mary Humphreys.
Christopher Cockerell.
Correct, 2 points. Christopher Robin appears in nursery stories written by... Interrupted by Mary Humphreys.
A.A. Milne.
Correct, 2 points. What are the 3 A's, the AAA? Mary Humphreys.
The Amateur Athletics Association.
Correct, 2 points. Which black athlete took 4 gold medals and confounded Hitler at the Interrupted by Clive Murray.
Jesse Owens.
Correct, 2 points. Less than a minute and a half to go. Who was Dr. David Owen's predecessor as foreign... Interrupted by Clive Murray.
Jim Callahan.
No, he was preceded by Anthony Crossland. You lose 2 points from your total. Crossmaglen is in which Ulster county? Mary Humphreys.
Armagh.
Correct, 2 points. What is an armoire? It is a cupboard. With just about a minute to go, which cabinet member is the leader of the House of Commons? Stephen Marshall.
Michael Foot.
Correct, 2 points. The Dingle is a district of which English seaport? The answer is Liverpool. From which Liverpool club did the Beatles... Interrupted by Chris Jackson.
The Cavern.
2 points. Which girl lived in a cavern in a canyon? Mary Humphreys.
Clementine.
Correct, 2 points. Which Clementine ordered the destruction of her husband's... Interrupted by Clive Murray.
Lady Churchill.
Right, the destruction of her husband's image, the Sutherland portrait. That's 2 points. Churchill is the family name of the Dukes of where?
Marlborough.
Chris Jackson.
Marlborough.
Correct, 2 points. Just wait for your name, please. What are Marlborough, Wellington and Fetters? Clive Murray.
Public schools.
Correct, 2 points. Which public schoolboys are called Carthusians? The answer is Charterhouse boys. What sort of creatures are char, tautog and albacore? No time to answer because that is the end of the round and the contest. The answer I should tell you was fish, but let's now look at the winner tonight and just look at that scoreboard. 3 people, all the men finish on 26 points in second place, but one lady defeats them all. Mary Humphreys, the student teacher from Rochester, Kent, with a Krypton factor of 34 points. So, an absolutely splendid performance by Mary Humphreys. All our congratulations to her. We should also, I think, give a word of praise to the 3 men who made it such a close contest all the way to the finish and all finished on 26 points. But it's Mary Humphreys who goes on through to our semi-final. We've got just 2 places to fill now in the semi-finals, and we shall fill one of them next week when we've got another Krypton factor. It's at the same time of 7 o'clock. I hope you'll join us. In the meantime, from all of us to all of you, good night.